Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. I'm returning to you surprisingly, which I thought I was gonna be working, but apparently it rained where I'm at, and I just didn't get to work today. So I'm returning to you early for the decent to good albums of 2020 end of the year videos. So this is gonna be part one for the end of the year video for decent to good albums of 2020 video. So I'm going to start from 56 to wherever I get to, which is a big number, and let you know my thoughts on what I thought of these albums. So let's start with number 56, which is Kesha High Road. Now, I reviewed this back in late January, and I gotta say, it's a decent album. Not a lot of great songs on it. I know it's kind of a picky choice to put on the decent to good albums, but it made it at that. There was My Own Dance that I actually did like. Uh Raising Hell was I don't know how I feel about that. Tonight was it was something. Something not great, but something okay. And the Potatoes song, Cause I Want to, kind of, it was a little catchy and silly at the same time, but it wasn't bad. But I remember most of the songs, and I think track number 13 was really good. It had a featured artist in it. I just can't remember what the song is called. You'll have to remind me in the comment section below. But because it's been a while since I heard this album, since the beginning of the year. So yeah. At number 56, we have Kesha with High Road. Number 55, we have the 1975 with Notes on a Conditional Form. I put it at the higher list because it just didn't strike me as good. I gave it like an 8 out of 10 when I reviewed it, but it deserves a little less because it's not, replay value is not that great. Because Matt Healy is the vocalist of the band, and he does a lot of auto-tune with his voice in this album, and with the electronics in this album, it's okay. Guys was actually probably my favorite song to close the record. Not my favorite song of the year, but it's a favorite on this record. What is it? If you're too shy, let me know. That was not a bad one. Birthday Party was not so great. And yeah, I know was kind of cringeworthy, but alright. People was actually a good one. I actually liked that one. Had some good rock stuff to it. But yeah, for most of what this album was going for, it was a long album. It was like an hour and 20 minutes long. I think There's Something You Should Know is another one that I don't know how I feel about that one. It's not bad, but it's not great. But at number 55, we had the 1975 with Notes on a Conditional Form. Number 54, we have Group Love with Healer. This one was decent. I actually like what's the song called? All This Time I Thought You Were a Leader. Defeater or whatever it's called. I think it's what it's called. Deleter, yeah, Deleter. That's what it's called. That one was pretty good. I liked the vibe I was getting from it. Uh, yeah, it was called Deleter. I was saying Defeater by mistake. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, I kind of forgot what the track name was. But the rest of the songs kind of felt dull. Like, the last song was so boring. I didn't like it as much, but it was okay to close the record. But it made it at number 54 on this decent to good albums list. So at least it did alright, but not great. So at number 54, we had Group Love with Healer. There were some memorable songs, but nothing that impressive for this album. Number 53, we have Stabbing Westward with Dead and Gone EP. This came out at the very beginning of the year, and the Dead and Gone song was actually not so bad. I actually liked it. Cold was not bad, and Crawl I thought was okay. The remix songs were for Dead and Gone. That kind of got annoying after a while. But yeah, it's not a bad EP. It was just decent. But it made it at number 53. So at number 53, we have Stabbing Westward with Dead and Gone on my list, the EP. At number 52, we have Halsey with Manic. I accidentally said it was called Maniac, so I'm really sorry if I implied that in the review and said the title wrong. It's called Manic. You Should Be Sad was probably one of the worst songs on the album. I didn't like the vibe I was getting from it. It was just not the song for me. But the rest of the songs are not so bad. Like Still Learning was actually a good one. I like that one. There was one with Suga's Interlude that was not so great. Alanis's Interlude, I think, is another one that was kind of cringeworthy. Like, your pussy is a wonderland lyric, and I'm like, okay. It's okay, but it's not perfect. There were some cringy lyrics on this album for Manic by Halsey, but it didn't do so bad. It surprised me with how she surprised me with her music. I'm not a big fan of Halsey, but this one I can get behind on and say it's decent. So at number 52, we have Halsey with Manic. Number 51, we have The Killers with Imploding the Mirage. Now, I heard this back in August, and Lightning Fields was, it was fine. Fire and Bone was probably the weakest song on the record, but Caution, that was a good one. I like Brandon Flowers' vocal range in that song. And the My Own Soul's Warning was a good one too. There was another one that I liked. The final track, not so great to close the record, but it did alright. But overall, The Killers Imploding the Mirage made it at number 51. So at number 51, we had The Killers Imploding the Mirage. At number 50 on my list, we have Neon Trees with I Can Feel You Forgetting Me. This one was another decent record. I didn't hate it. Just some songs, not impressive, but didn't do so bad. Like, Used to Like, I think, is in one of the songs, and that wasn't terrible, but it could have been a little better. But it was what we were getting. And then you have Nights, which I actually like that one. That was not a bad one. What is it? New Best Friend was My New Best Friend, or whatever it's called. That was a good one. And Going Through Something was not bad. The Night Is Over, or When the Night Is Over, is not a bad song. But Everything Is Killing Me is good. What's track number 6? I can't remember, but I actually Living Single, that's what it was called. That one was not so bad. I was forgetting what the song name was because it's been a little bit since I've heard it. Sorry about that ding. This phone does this a lot. But yeah, at number 50, we had Neon Trees with I Can Feel You Forgetting Me. Not a bad album. It's decent, but it could have been better, but it didn't do so bad. Number 49. Now we're getting into the average records, and it's a big list. We have Adam Lambert with Velvet. This was an average album. Not my favorite one from this year, but he didn't do so bad. Like, Feel Something, I really like that song. That was his comeback song after many years of not making an album. It took him 5 years to make this record, but what was that song? New Eyes or something like that, or Blue Eyes or whatever it's called. I can't remember the title of the song. You'll have to remind me in the comment section below, but that one was alright. And I can't remember the rest of the songs. Velvet was pretty catchy, but not my favorite one. So at number 49, we had Adam Lambert with Velvet. And I'm going to have to talk about one last one and then come at you for part 2 a little later. Not a little later, but eventually. I got to charge this phone after I upload this video, or in the process of uploading the video as well. But at number 48, we have Stabbing Westward with Hallowed Hymns EP. This actually made the cut on the average record, and it did a little better than their Dead and Gone EP. Burn was not a bad one. I actually like it. Every Day is Halloween was... I don't know how I feel about that one. And the remix version for Burn was not so bad. And what's that song? It's track number 3 on the album. I'd have to listen to it again because I've heard it a few times, but I didn't hear it as much as I thought I was going to when I downloaded it, but I had to get rid of it to put some new albums on there. So yeah, at number 48, we had Stabbing Westward with Hallowed Hymns, the EP. It was called The Killing Moon. That's what it was called. That one was actually pretty good. Not great, but pretty good. That's gonna be it for part 1. I'm gonna have to come at you again for part 2 of the decent to good albums of 2020 list, because we got a ways to go to get to the final 10 and all that. But it's kind of gonna be almost an all day thing. But yeah, I hope you did enjoy this part 1 video for decent to good albums of 2020 video, the end of the year video. I will return to you for part 2 soon. And yeah, thank you for watching part 1 of decent to good albums of 2020 end of the year video. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay safe, take care, and I'll see you in part 2 pretty soon.